Today we're going to be looking at Lesson 4, Shape of Data Distributions. Make sure, please, that you are on pages 765 through 774, and we're actually going to start right on the front page. So, we have some words we're going to be looking at. We have cluster, gap, peak, and symmetry. We're going to be using these words for the first half of this lesson. When we look at a graph and you write a sentence about it, we've been just writing some basic sentences. Now we're going to include some math terminology. So a cluster is when there's a big group of information all in one spot. A gap is if there is a spot with no information. A peak, just think of a mountain peak, is the tippy top. And symmetry, think of just regular something being symmetric. You can cut it in half. So let's look at what this might seem like. So this example, we have the words cluster, we have the word gap, we have the word symmetric, and we have the word peak. Okay, are there any chunks of information? Yes, this guy right here is a cluster. There's a cluster of X's or data. So cluster from 10 to 12. Gap, is there a spot where there is no data at all? Yeah, there's no data right here, and there's no data right here. So they're gaps at 9 and 13. Okay, symmetric, means that you can cut it in half, and it's the same on both sides. If I cut this right down the middle, is this the same on both sides? No, I have 3 over here and 2 over here. 1 and 1. That part's symmetric, but these aren't. So we would say no. And the peak is the tallest. So which one, if I'm drawing, let's think of a mountain range, where's the tallest? Right here. So peak at 10. That's all we have to do. So let's look at another example of this. The line plot shows the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit over a city for several days. So again, we're going to use the word cluster, the word gap, the word peak, and the word symmetry. So again, if we look at this, are there groups of information? Well, there's a group over here, and there's a cluster over here, a cluster of information. So we can have 2 clusters. We have one at 16 through 18, and a cluster from 22 to 25. Now, is there a gap or a spot where there's no information? Yes, there is. There is no information from here to here. That's the stuff that's in between the data. We don't have to worry about that 15 over there. So between 19 to 21. Peak, remember, is the highest one. So think of a mountain range. Whoop, there's the highest. There is a peak at 22. Now if I cut this down the middle, which would be right here, is this the same on both sides? No, this side does not look like this side. So not symmetric. All right, let's keep going. Here's a box plot. We can't pick out any gaps, we can't pick out any peaks, we can't pick out any clusters, but we can say if it's symmetric. So if I split this down the middle, is this side the same as this side? Yes. So the distribution is symmetric since one side looks like the other side. And you also can say that there aren't any outliers. So let's take a peek at the got it. So this is a histogram. I'm going to do this one with you. So cluster, gaps, peaks. They also want us to talk about outliers and symmetry. All right, clusters. Well, it's all just one big cluster. So it's from 0 to 1230. That's just one big cluster. Is there any spots where there's no data? Nope, no gaps. There is a peak at the tip top. So 0 to 1 and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If I split this down the middle, is this the same on both sides? Completely different. And there isn't anything hanging way out here by itself, so none. And that's all you have to do with clusters, gaps, peaks, and symmetry. And you're going to have a chance to do some more with that. Let's turn our page when you're ready. And now we're going to look at measures of center and spread. This is going to seem overwhelming, but it's not if you use your chart, because you've already learned how to find the mean, you already learned how to find the median, you know how to find the mean absolute deviation, that's that big long worksheet, and the interquartile range. So, this is the question you ask. Is the data symmetric? If yes it is, you're going to find the mean and the mean absolute deviation. This one's nice because you're already finding the mean in this problem. So the mean is for the center. Circle that. The mean absolute deviation is the spread. Okay? If it's not symmetric, you're going to find the median for the center and interquartile range for the spread. Okay? So let's look at an example and we're going to do this together. Here's my little chart just so I have it. We need to find the measure of center, so that's either the mean or the median, and then the spread. So mean absolute deviation or interquartile range. So first thing I'm going to do is split this in half. And I ask my question. Is the data symmetric? It is not. So since it is not, I'm going to find the median and interquartile range of the data. Are we all good with that? So this is a lot of data. I'm actually going to probably write it up top here. We need to write all of this out. Let me move this over here. All right. So we have 3 tens. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 11s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 12s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 13s. 1, 2, 3. 1 14 and 1 19. I promise you, you will only have one of these problems to do on your test, okay? So don't think you're going to have 5 of these to do as practice. So we need to find the median. And the interquartile range. Remember, the interquartile range is quartile 1 minus quartile 3. So I still have to find those guys. So let's find the median first. I'm actually going to cross off chunks at a time. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, now it's a little easier. 1, 1, 2, 2. Ooh, my favorite. 12 is my median. Let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. Okay, now we need to find my interquartile range. So that means I need a quartile 1 and quartile 3. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Beautiful. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Great. So remember, interquartile range, we're going to subtract. So 13 minus 11 is 2. So the measure of center is 12 and has a spread of 3, because remember, the median is the center. The interquartile range talks about the spread. So my median, which was 12, is my center. The interquartile range is the spread. Oops, spread of 2. I'm sorry, my mistake. I'll erase that and write it again. Okay? So hopefully that made some sense. We're going to use the chart. If it's a no, you find the median and interquartile range. If it's a yes, you find the mean and unfortunately the mean absolute deviation. So let's turn and look at the next one. All right. I'm going to cut this down the middle. Is this symmetric? Is this side the same as that side? Yep, it is symmetric. So let's look back. I got to actually flip. Is this symmetric? Yes, it is. So if it is symmetric, I have to find the mean and mean absolute deviation. So let's go back. All right, mean and MAD. Whoops. You might want to work on a separate sheet of paper, and I'm going to try to get this done within the 15 minutes. I might need to stop the video. There's probably going to be 2 copies of the video. So mean, I got to add all of these up. So in my calculator, I'm going to do 25 plus 26, 26, 27, 27, 27, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm just going to do it chunk by chunk. So from here to here, we said was 270. You can write all of this out and do it that way too. I'm just going to do this now one more time through. So 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 27, 28, 1, 2, 3, 4, 270. Perfect. Now the 29 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 116. And I'm going to add this side. Okay, so 34 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 31 2 times, or 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 32 2 times. 33 once. I get 310. Let me just check one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to add all these together. So 310, 116, 270. So 696. And I have to divide it by how many there are. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Let's hope this is a nice number. 29. So there's my mean. Now I have to find the mean absolute deviation. So you remember that we go and subtract that from each of these numbers. So I'm actually going to pause the video here and actually go and do it, and then I'll press play. Okay, so you can see on my work here, we went and did all our subtraction, and then I added them up. I got 40 over 24, so my mean absolute deviation is 1.6 repeating. So you would say a center at 21 or 29 and a spread at 1.6. So center at 29 and spread of 1.6 repeating. All right, next I want you to do the guided practice numbers 1 and number 3. That's going to actually be on the next video, but you're going to do numbers 1 and 3 of the guided practice.